Hello and welcome to the Father and Son Pastime Podcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
That's my dad. Today we are talking our predictions for the 2021 baseball season, specifically the playoffs. Playoffs are back to normal for those that don't know. Pre-COVID, so that is only a 10-team playoff, 5 from each league, with that wild card 1-game play-in game. Dates are still TBD, I believe, but that's the consensus right now in baseball. That's what playoffs will look like come October. So we're going to talk both of our AL predictions, our NL predictions, our pennants, and then our World Series predictions. For those that don't know at home, he got this prediction right last year. You know, there were some missing pieces, but he ended up predicting the right World Series winner, which is really challenging when there's 30 teams. And again, this time last year, we didn't know what baseball was going to look like, and he was able to predict the winner of baseball. So that's quite impressive. See if he can do it again. Can he go back-to-back? We'll see. I think
it's always harder to go back to back.
It is. It really is because everyone has your number. So will the Dodgers go back to back? That's another fair question. So let's start actually instead of talking about the Dodgers, we'll get to them later. Let's talk about the American League first. Dad, I want you to just kind of rifle off your East, Central, and West winners for me, and then I'll do mine, and we'll talk.
I got the Yankees winning the East.
Okay.
Twins winning the Central.
Okay.
Astros winning the West.
Okay. I too have the Yankees winning the East. I too have the Twins winning the West, but I have the Angels winning the West.
You love the Angels.
I like the Angels. They deserve their due in LA too.
I think you want Mike Trout to be in a little bit of...
Mike Trout's like Ken Griffey. He both deserve a ring. 100%. They're Hall of Famers. If Mike Trout stopped right now, he's in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I'm not saying they're winning, by the way. I'm just saying that they do really well in their division this year. Okay. Let's have a fun thing here. By how many games do the Yankees win by the... Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's live TV. The Yankees win by, the Twins win by, and your Astros win by.
Yankees win. They probably win by 4.5 over the Blue Jays.
I agree with that.
Twins win probably 5 over the White Sox.
Okay.
And the Astros win 2 over the Angels. It's going to be close.
Okay. I think that's all pretty exactly what I would say with some flips for the West. And I actually think the A's will be second versus the Astros. I don't think the Astros are in the playoff picture for me at all.
Interesting.
I just think you lost too many key pieces. And I think still people are going to be gunning for you with the trash can thing. So
they were throwing trash cans on the field, by the way.
And I'm glad fans are actually doing that. They're not forgetting.
Yes.
So I too have the Yankees and the Twins. I have the Angels. Wild card. So who is your 4th and 5th? Who's that play-in game?
Blue Jays, White Sox.
Oh, so the Angels are out for you. Okay, so the Astros are out for me. So the West is a big difference for us. Blue Jays and White Sox.
Yes.
Okay, well I have that too. Who wins that game?
The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Okay. I think that'd be fun. I think if we can get, I like fresh blood in the playoffs for sure. So seeing the Blue Jays in there, seeing for me the Angels in there, I think that's kind of fun. But okay, good for the Blue Jays if they can get that far. Okay.
And I think it's going to be a really interesting trade deadline this year because it's going to be a frenzy. And I think the people that smell a playoff spot, because it's not as many as last year, they're going to really make an effort.
Sure.
And if a team like the Cubs, who has some superstars in the last year of contracts, if they're 500, they're going to have a fire sale, and all those superstars are going to add to the different pieces. I think teams that are on just the verge of playoff contention will really try to up their rosters, and I think trading deadline this year should be a lot of fun.
I think the American League also is benefiting from the Tampa Bay Rays making the World Series, so they have this element of hope. Yeah. That if you are those Blue Jays or the Angels or really even the White Sox, I mean, traditionally the White Sox haven't been a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, lately, yes,
they're loaded,
but now they are. Yeah. But for a while, it's been some lean times for the White Sox. So, I think the hope can really power some of those teams that maybe they're mediocre at 500, but maybe they're, instead of being sellers at the deadline, maybe they're the buyers.
Yeah, I agree.
Which could be Houston. It could be Oakland. It could be
the Royals.
You never know.
Yeah.
It could be Kansas City.
Yeah.
Injuries, who knows? Yeah.
Injuries going to, like we were talking before, injuries going to be huge this year because they're going from a 60-game season to a full season. Will pitchers' arms, will hamstrings come around? Will dust the different shoulders and everything? I think injuries are going to be a key ingredient to the success this year.
Yeah.
So I think around midsummer you're going to see a lot of DLs.
So wrapping up the AL, who is in your pennant? Who's in the championship series?
It's the Twins and Yankees.
Oh, okay. Um, who wins?
Yankees.
Okay, so I too have the Twins in my ALCS. I have them winning though, and I have them facing
White Sox.
the Angels.
Okay. Boy, you are all in.
I know. I'm putting chips on the Angels, man. I got 2 pair, and I'm thinking I'm going to win it. But yes, I have Twins and Angels. If you look back at the podcast from last year, I predicted the Twins for the World Series. I'm well aware the Twins haven't won a postseason series in like 20 some years. I just feel that they got it. I feel like they got to win at least some series at some point. Like
they're still relatively young. They're going to get better. Another team that really might go all in at trade deadline.
Yeah.
Pick up the missing pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I think they're balanced.
Yeah.
I really do.
They score a lot of runs.
Yeah, they do. They did last year too.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for the Twins. We'll see though if we'll have an American League champion or we're going to have another National League back-to-back. If it's going to be the Dodgers or just another National League team. So you have Yankees, and I have the Twins.
Yeah.
But you gave some respect to the Twins, though. You put them in the ALCS.
I did.
That's respect.
Yeah. I liked it. I've always been a Twin guy. Last year when you did Atlanta Twins, I liked that prediction last year. It's still a great prediction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both teams are mid-market teams that have really done a nice job, you know, getting players out of the Dominican and international signings, and all those guys have come up. I like the way they do it, and, you know, I respect mid-market teams. So I like to see, you know, one of those go. I was very excited to have Tampa Bay
Me too.
you know, be last year's World Series.
David versus Goliath.
Right. I mean, you watched that just to root for the underdog.
Yeah, you did. And the underdog won 2 games.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the National League. Same thing. Rapid fire. East, Central, West.
Me?
Yeah.
Braves, Cardinals, Dodgers.
Couldn't agree more. I think those are the dominant teams, and those are the safe picks as well. If you look at the rest of the divisions and all that stuff, yes, there's some real talent. I know we're going to talk about San Diego, I know. But, yes, the Dodgers are still the balance. They still have most of their World Series members, you know, on the same team. Cardinals are hungry. Arenado's a hell of an addition.
Yeah.
And Braves, again, they went after people early in the offseason to make the playoffs and not
solidify
go.
Their
Freddie Freeman wants a ring. Chipper Jones is pushing this. We got to get Freddie a ring. Chipper Jones, I love Chipper Jones. If you listen, you know I love Chipper Jones.
I think he had a job in Major League Baseball, didn't he?
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's Chipper Jones.
He's Chipper Jones.
He loves Atlanta. But yeah, grade 3. Who's your wild card?
I have the wild cards: Mets and Padres.
Okay, all right. So Mets would be your number 2 person. I love the Padres. I agree with the Padres. The Mets. Now, I would love it. I would love for this to be it. I really would, because the Mets have just this record of having some great pitching and always get injured. So I hope Lindor stays healthy. I hope your pitchers stay healthy. I hope everything goes right for you. I really do. I want to see some success out of New York. That's not just the Yankees. Mm-hmm. I too have someone from the East, but it's the Philadelphia Phillies. Listen. First up, watch Alec Baum. Everyone give attention to third baseman Alec Baum. He's fantastic this year. You have balance. You also have hunger with Harper. You have McCutchen. You still have some really talented pieces on that team that, if they can come together, they can win games. Remember, everyone's going to be bouncing on the Marlins. It's not going to be this blowout of a division like the West, where the Padres and the Dodgers just meteoric rise. Like, the Padres will have a better record than anyone in the NL East, in my opinion. Even the Braves. But they're going to be a wild card because of the Dodgers. The Braves will have something in the 90s, but then after that, it's going to be a really interesting battle for number 2. You don't have true dominance with the Mets. I think the Nationals will have some wins in there. They'll be an above 500 team. Phillies will be in there too. But that secondary, that fifth playoff team for the NL will not be dominant like those top 3 teams. We mentioned them. We both agreed on that one. There's not going to be a number 2 wild card coming out of the Central. There's just not. Milwaukee's not all there. They just traded Arcia, who a couple years ago was one of their prize prospects, and just got rid of him. Go Braves! Look at that, Braves picked him up. They didn't give him a chance. The Cubs, I don't think are gonna make it. They'll win games, but they're not going to be a wild card team, just like the Red Sox.
The prediction that I have is going to be really similar to the Red Sox. They'll get to the trade deadline, and then all of a sudden, I think the offers for Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez will be so overwhelming. Brian goes to the Nationals. Baez goes to whoever needs a shortstop. Rizzo will go, and I think they'll trade those three and just gut that team. Even though, let's say they're 10 games above 500, they got to make those deals because they can't sign all three.
Yeah.
Even though they're a very wealthy team, they can't sign all three.
Yep. They're going through the same things. They're just a little behind about the Red Sox.
Correct.
We got rid of Betts. You're going to have to get rid of Rizzo or Brian or both.
Yeah. Baez might be the best of the bunch.
Baez is the best of the bunch, in my opinion.
But they can't re-sign him with the contracts out there.
Not with Lindor signing that much, because he deserves Lindor money, because he's
I agree.
comparison to Francisco.
I agree.
Okay, so who is your NLCS?
I have Braves, Padres.
Me too. I think I don't know how it'll break. Who will face who, but yes, I do think the Dodgers fall. That the Nationals beat them in 2018. I'm doing the math right. No, 2019. I'm sorry.
Address for national speaker and sound is 77.
Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties on our end. We'll pick up where we left off. But we got We got really excited.
Padres.
Braves, Padres. Who's your pick to win the to go to the World Series?
Padres.
I have the Braves. So yes, I have the same prediction as last year. Braves and Twins. I'm riding this horse. I'm betting all my money on the Braves and Twins. So you have Padres, New York. Wow. East Coast, West Coast battle. Who's winning in 2021 for you?
Padres.
I would love to see that happen. I really would. I would love to go to Petco Park too. I think San Diego's amazing. I have Braves, just like my prediction in 2020, that the Braves beat the Twins. Very interesting for that city with everything they're going through right now.
Padres will add at the deadline as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Their
Because
GM
right
is
now,
nuts.
well, he loves to make it. He hasn't made a trade in a week.
I know.
So he's got to make a trade.
What do you got? What do you got? Why didn't we get Arcia?
Yeah.
He
just made a trade with the Cubs. He just wants to trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who do you got? Who's available?
Yeah. But I think...
We got Coke. You want Pepsi? We'll trade.
I think towards the end of the season, the Padres will be just a really well-tuned machine, and they'll go in there and think of the rotation in a 5-game series.
I know.
They have...
Pitching matters.
Darvish in World Series?
Mark Melanson.
Snell
I know.
Darvish.
And Snell not getting pitch counted, because that was his big thing.
Yeah.
When he got traded to San Diego, he said, don't pitch count me when we make the playoffs.
And Musgrove? That's your 3 in the World Series?
Yeah. And then there's people after him, too.
Yeah. And the lineup's going to score 8 runs.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to watch.
Braves have great pitching, too. It's all about staying healthy. That's always the theme here, to stay healthy. So you had Yankees, Padres. I had Twins and Braves. Out of your predictions, who would be a dark horse World Series matchup? Let's go both, not just 1, 2. Who would be like a crazy matchup out of your 10 options?
Blue Jays, Cardinals.
Ooh, fun. Battle of the Birds. Okay. That's fun. All right. That's a fun thing to market. Blue Jays, Cardinals. If I had to do something kind of crazy, I would...
If the Cardinals get hot, look out.
I'm looking at my 2 most unlikely finishers. Either it would be Angels, Phillies, or Blue Jays, Phillies. So, yeah, that's...
Yeah, Phillies, don't forget, their big bugaboo last year was pitching.
I know, but...
They didn't repair that.
I know, but the East isn't... It's good, not dominant. There's not guaranteed losses. They're going to... When they play the Braves or the Nationals or the Mets, there's going to be 2-1s, 1-2s, 2-1s, 1-2s. There's not going to be a lot of dominance over each other.
Yeah, and it's a longer season.
So, yes. So then we look at who they're playing. So if you are the NL East teams, you're trying to play the Tigers. You're trying to play the Pirates. You're trying to play the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. So whoever on their schedule shows up more, and I don't really know, that's your opportunity.
Yeah.
You gotta sweep those teams if you're trying.
If the Cardinals play the Pirates, was it 18 times? If they win 17 of those, that's doing well.
Yeah, I think they will.
And that's why I can't see the Pirates winning more than 45 games.
It's tough
because people are going to go in there and say, "I need these wins," and they're going to play hard.
Yeah,
they're not going to take a day off.
More predictions for those that are still listening. Winningest team, who wins the most games? Out of all baseball, who wins the most games?
Dodgers.
I agree, but only by 2. Padres are 2 after that. I think it's good. 102 and 100 wins. It's a real
Can you imagine playing Dodgers, Padres back to back? That's a bad week.
6 losses. 6 quick losses.
Yeah, just the pitching.
Yeah, well, especially if you got 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
If you're the Rockies.
Right.
Trevor Story, by the way, I hope your numbers are good this year, but I don't know. You got to hit some tough pitching.
Well, he'll be traded by the deadline.
Yeah, you're looking at previous seasons anyways.
Yeah. Whoever needs a star shortstop, he could have ended with the Cubs. because the Cubs are going to try to buy us.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. You're just swapping contracts.
Well, true, but I think Story comes at a less price tag than Bias.
Not much.
We'll see.
People don't. It's like Arenado. It's just he wasn't in a great market, so you don't know how good he is.
I know.
And then look at money. But anyways, yeah, so this will be fun. Let us know about your predictions for whatever you want to say. Rookie of the year, MVPs. Put that in the comments below. We just really focus on teams and World Series so we can look back. Have fun. Like, enjoy 162 games of baseball. Go to the parks. Travel as much as you can. Hopefully minor league baseball picks up soon, too, and we can have a really fun summer.
May 4th.
Filled. Yeah, exactly. AA, AAA starts soon.
Go to a baseball game.
Go check out indie baseball. Like, whatever you do, get yourself in a baseball stadium and just enjoy what we've missed for 18 months.
Here's the question of the day. For $20, predict who wins the home run derby.
Sure. With not even knowing the contestants. Do it. I'll do Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Just off the cuff. Because he likes it.
I'll do the big bopper from the Braves.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. $20. You heard it here first.
Well, and it'd be funny if either of them were injured or something by the All-Star game. All right.
Yeah, Guerrero had a good one last time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And it's in Colorado, so it's just going to be like 100+ home runs per player. Anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you want us to cover next in podcast, whether it's fun stories in baseball. We were talking about 10-cent beer night and Death of Disco earlier. So whatever you want us to cover, to talk about, we are open to your suggestions. Enjoy the season and enjoy the podcast.
Thanks for watching.